My sister First Ladies, ladies and gentlemen, in recent years, we have seen enormous demographic changes on the African continent. Improved infant and child morbidity and mortality have resulted in a marked improvement in life expectancy. These factors, coupled with high birth rates, have resulted in most African countries having a youthful population. This youthful population remains Africa's hope for the future, and we must harness their potential. Indeed, the African Union has identified 4 pillars towards harnessing the demographic dividend. And these 4 pillars are: 1, health and well-being; 2, education and skills development; 3, employment and entrepreneurship; 4, rights, governance, youth development. My sister First Ladies, how do we integrate the HIV response with these 4 pillars? The first pillar, health and well-being, requires that we strengthen our health systems. This will have a ripple effect on the HIV response. HIV-positive mothers will deliver HIV-negative babies. HIV-exposed infants and persons living with HIV will receive treatment, and this will in turn contribute to the reduction of maternal and child morbidity and mortality. I am happy to say that Ghana is strengthening our health systems by implementing the Treat All and Task Sharing policy towards ending AIDS by 2030, and also working on a centralized data repository program to manage diseases. Clearly, education and skills development are critical to addressing the HIV response and harnessing the demographic dividend. A better educated and skilled youth is positioned to engage in positive behavior with regards to HIV and sexual and reproductive health. Research shows this is even more so for girls. This means we must make a conscious effort to integrate HIV into in-school and out-of-school curriculum and programs. What we have done in Ghana is to implement the Alert School program for schools and targeted interventions for out-of-school youth. It is expected that using this approach will support ongoing efforts to ensure the creation of a generation that is free from HIV. Again, when African countries identify sectors of the economy that can expand and foster job growth, this goes to support the third pillar on employment and entrepreneurship. However, when individuals, especially persons living with HIV, lose their jobs on the basis of their HIV status, we lose productive human resource and harm our economies. So as we provide jobs for our population, we must also provide an enabling environment for workers to receive HIV prevention, treatment, and care services. I'm happy to state that we have seen some positive developments in access to workplace HIV services in Ghana. Of course, the 3 pillars cannot function well without the 4th pillar on rights, governance, and youth development. We must develop policies that will improve Africa. We in Ghana have developed a roadmap that seeks to harness Ghana's demographic dividend through investments in employment creation, education, health, and family planning, including adolescent reproductive health, gender equality and youth empowerment, and a more robust HIV and AIDS response. My sister First Ladies, in conclusion, I would want to emphasize that the implementation of interventions to end AIDS by 2030 has a direct correlation with the achievement of the demographic dividend. We must find synergies and work together to reap the dividend from Africa's youthful population. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Mrs. Akufo Addo. Thank you very much indeed. Well, we're going to have a little pause from the First Ladies just for a moment and allow a gentleman to take to...